Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. It is a new homework week. It is currently Sunday, July 5th, and we have somebody new visiting with us today. We have Isabel Wilson, as we call her Izzy. She's part of our virtual Stitchers group. She's also on FlossTube as Hate Addict with Crafts. We have Vicki, the headmistress from Reading and Stitching, and Lisa from Shady Tree Stitchers on YouTube, or Paddock Lane Designs on Facebook. And as always, I'm Sammy J. Stitches from Sammy J. Stitches on FlossTube or Virtual Stitchers, which is where we host these meeting chats, or these homework chats, these homework meeting chats. Anyway, so we're going to get started. Vicki's going to read Magical Stitches homework this week.
Okay, so this week we have it's a little different. A lot of things are going on in the book. The Overtakers, which are the villains, are now recruiting normal people to help spy for them. So the task is, since the Overtakers are recruiting the Kingdom Keeper's classmates in order to spy on them, you need to write a protection spell using your whips. You're basically writing your own prompt and explaining how your whip will protect the Kingdom Keepers. Be sure to write the prompt in the comments so we will know how you are protecting them. This is 10 points. Now, if you're like, I'm not creative, I don't want to do that. If you don't want to write a spell, then 1,500 stitches for penalty. It's 1,000 stitches, and you can only use 1 to 2 prompts. 1 to 2 projects.
All right. So Izzy, you'll go first.
I will probably end up using Lyra because she's my focus piece, and I try to get 1,000 stitches on her every week anyway. So that's what she looks like, and my reasoning behind it is my protection spell will put a siren song and lure them away from the danger that they're walking into. So they'll move away from the danger they're going to be walking into.
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
So that's my protection spell.
Well, I'm already thinking of double dipping and saving my stitches as always. And I'm planning to work on the Big Red Ship of Life for something else. So I'm thinking that I could write my protection spell to do with the Big Red Ship of Life, because the ship could carry me away, but there's also little army dudes on there that could protect me. Or there's lots of herbs that I could cast a spell with or make a potion with to give me a protection enchantment charm.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to use Dinah's the Trick in the Tree. And I think I'm going to recruit this lady, this little witch here, and she's going to provide me with a protection spell to give to the Kingdom Keepers.
Okay. I'm going a different route. I've got to do 2 projects for WhipGo, and they have to have 500 stitches, so I'm going to do 2 projects. The first one I'm going to do is Nantucket Rose, and I'm going to take a little thing out of the Wizard of Oz where the trees are going to whack people, whack the the Overtakers if they come near them. They're going to whack them out of the way. And then I'm going to work on, I got to do 500 stitches on Villa. So all the potted plants, the leaves will creep out and grab them by the ankles.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome way of thinking it.
And that's it for Magical Stitches, because it is quick, easy week. Thank you, 4th of July.
Yeah, 4th of July, I decided it would be an easier time to have, family's been doing things together, so.
All right, Lisa, if you'll give us daily 30 weekly.
Sure. Well, you're going to Wimbledon to play tennis this week, and there are 6 tasks, and they're a little bit different. So the first one is talking about the Wimbledon tennis challenges, and the first championship were held 143 years ago in 1877. So you have to stitch 143 stitches or 1.5 hours on a whip with grass or a straight line border to represent the grass court. And so the only option you have is 143 stitches or 1.5 hours.
Okay.
On grass or border?
A straight border or grass?
This week ends before Laurel's birthday, right?
I think so.
Okay. And it doesn't say it has to be on the grass, correct?
No, it just says just has to have a straight line border or grass to represent the
Okay. So I have Modern Folk Embroidery that has a straight line border all the way around it.
that it does.
That it does. Okay. Well, I have my Advent animals, and each Advent animal has a straight line border.
Mhm.
So I will work on one of my little animals. I don't know which one, but I'll work on one.
Right? Izzy?
It's hard to tell, but Little Princesses, it's a full coverage. It actually has this white border that goes around the outside. So it kind of looks framed.
Cool.
So
Okay.
it has that border.
That one's
They're
cute.
very cute.
It is.
And for me, there is actually grass under the beach cottage here. So I would actually work on my beach cottage with its grass. And it's only 143 stitches. I always hate those though, because I've got to stop at 143, which means you've got to really pay attention as you're going and not really go over.
And
The second one,
my little
Hmm?
princess is 10 stitch, so I would have to do double the stitches.
you would,
You have to do
yes.
286.
Yep.
286 for that. Good maths teaching there, Vicky.
I was like, I don't know what the total is. I just know I have to do
286, I got
double.
that.
All right, when visiting Wimbledon, eating strawberries is a much. Stitch on a piece with fruit in the design, and bonus if it actually has strawberries.
I had to go digging. I won't lie. And I'm going to have to start something new, but I need you guys to tell me if it's strawberries or not. Sammy, can I go while you're looking?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I forget that there's an order.
Yeah. Okay. So would you say that those are strawberries or flowers?
Hold on, I'm trying to look. I would say they are strawberries.
I think they can pass for strawberries.
Well, I have that one. So this
Yeah.
is Felicity from Sense and Sensibility, or I have the one for Persuasion, and I think that's a strawberry.
Can you come closer?
It's really tiny.
I'd have to take your word for it. I
But
can't
it's
see it.
red with white dots with the green ending.
Yeah,
So,
that sounds
and this
strawberry.
is Persuasion. So both Jane Austens. I just got to decide which one I want to start.
I would pick the first one.
I have to convert it though to DMC because it's all fancy floss, and
Mhm.
I'm on a
That's
budget
okay.
right now. I'm on a big budget, so.
Yeah.
I could either do autumn wreath because pumpkins are fruit. I think I
Yep.
looked that up once. They're technically a fruit. Or Fairy Tale Lands 2. It has apples in it. It doesn't have, I don't have any strawberries, but I have fruit.
Well, I have a few options for this one. Strawberries are. Have you gone easy? No.
No, I haven't.
You go.
You go, Izzy.
Okay. I have another one that has a pumpkin in. I didn't even think about the pumpkin, but I have one of my full coverages, the Story Keep Halloween Hannah, and she actually has an apple with caramel that's stuck in her hair. But there's also a couple pumpkins down here.
Awesome.
But I
That's
also
cool.
have a non-full coverage that's just the tribal pumpkin that I could also use if I wanted.
Okay.
Well, I have a few that have strawberries, and again, you're not really going to be able to see, but I'd like to work on this one for double dipping, and I'm pretty sure that the In the U of Summer from Cricket Collection, they are little strawberry plants there. They look like it to me. I can't zoom it in any further for you, so. But if I decide they're not, then I can always do Strawberry Fields because it's got strawberries in it. I'm just trying to not touch too many whips this week if possible.
Well, and even if it's not strawberries, it's still fruit of some
Like a
sort.
berry.
Right.
Definitely would cover the fruit prompt.
Oh, you know me. If it's a new thing, I want to try to get a strawberry in there. That's why I'm like, oh, I'll go ahead and start this. It's a Jane Austen piece. Let's start it.
Yep, let's start it. Let's get it started. Why not? Okay, the postcode for the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club is SW19, and the grounds are sometimes referred to this on the television coverage. Stitch on a piece with SW1 or 9 in the design, and I should say all these normal prompts you do 200 or 300 stitches, and you can double them up should you choose to build a prompt. SW19.
Just any one of those, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got home is wherever I'm with you. It's got a couple W's in there.
Awesome. Oh, I go next. So my Santa Villa, my first Christmas, there's a W there for wreath. There is an S over here somewhere. Where's my S? S for sleigh. And then there's even a whole box up here that has the SW. Will that work? It has an S and a W. So, oh, okay. I've done something.
Izzy?
Since I'm trying to work on Lyra, you have the seaweed for S.
But I think
No, it has to be the letter.
The letter. You actually need the letter S.
It actually needs to be the letter. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you don't have one, then you'll have to do, you can do penalty stitches for, I think it's like 100 more.
100 more usually.
Don't you have that one piece you were working on for your brother with the big flowers on it?
Yes.
It had a lot of writing, so I'm sure that there's an S in there somewhere.
You're going to laugh at me while Izzy's thinking. I'm sitting here going, I haven't worked anything out yet. What have I got that's got an S in it? What was the last piece I just talked to you about?
Summer.
You said SW. Yeah, there's always.
Yep, so there's a W.
My brother's name has a W in it. So yeah.
There you are. You set.
And
You have to work on that one.
And it was kind of glaring.
Oh, that's pretty.
Need to take it out.
What's the name of that piece? No. Just what's the name?
It's called Until We Meet Again.
Okay.
Are those calla lilies?
Yep. I think it was the new one that was released at market this year.
Oh, that's beautiful. That'll be nice, Izzy, when you get that done.
And I'm doing it on like a denim blue fabric.
Oh, that'd be really pretty. Those flowers will really pop on that.
Yeah. Okay, what's the next one?
The next one is court number 2 is known as the Graveyard of Champions and has seen some of the biggest names in tennis lose on this court. Stitch on a piece with a Halloween theme.
If y'all were doing the semi-sane Halloween thing, you would have one.
That's right.
I could double dip with magical stitches on Thine is the Trick in the Tree.
You can.
I mean, just the name tells you it's a Halloween piece.
Well, it's a good Halloween piece, yeah.
Well, I am doing a new start because this is going to be my semi-sane Halloween piece. And if you take a look, this is Enchanted Seamstress. And we worked out that she's the one who makes the Halloween costumes and enchants them with magical spells. Can you see that? Hang on. Is that better?
Yes, that's beautiful.
Thank you. That is Enchanted. And of course, you know, I did it with max color. So there's 200 and something colors. But the first page is basically all black. So we're good.
Hey, Izzy?
There's a couple ones I could use. I could do the Story Keep Halloween Hannah, because that's, to me, screams Halloween with the oranges and whatnot. Or one that's more prominent in Halloween would be like my Mini Little Monsters.
Oh my God.
Because you dress up as Halloween characters.
Those are cute.
Mm-hmm.
I want candy. And so
I like
those are,
candy.
And even Lyra, you know, you could say she dressed up as a mermaid for Halloween.
Mm.
yeah, like I did dress up like a mermaid one year, so it could work.
Did you
Well,
have a
I mean,
mermaid tail and everything?
I got one of those mermaid like skirts that has the scales on it, and I got like a bikini top and like a nude shirt, and then just wore it over the top of it and was a mermaid.
awesome.
All right, Lisa?
Yep. So I'm a bit like Vicky because I'm double dipping this with the semi-sane, a very scary Halloween mini-series.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's the one I bought so that I had something Halloween to stitch this year when I get prompts that say I have to stitch Halloween, because we don't really do Halloween here in Australia. All right, the next one is the Wimbledon logo is white, purple and green. Stitch on a piece of your choice in one of those colors. You can choose to stitch the 300 prompt for all 3 colors and receive 10 bonus tokens. You don't have to use the same project. So you only have to stitch 200 or 300 stitches on a piece with one of those colors or those 3 colors.
You
But
have
you
to
can
stitch
choose,
in the color.
yes. So if you have a piece that has got, 50 stitches of white and 50 stitches of purple and 100 stitches of green, you could do that. Or you can stitch on, 3 pieces that have 50 or 75 of each to get to 200 stitches. But if you want to be really big, you do 300 stitches in each color. Sammy?
Do you have to stitch in each color or just one?
If you want the extra bonus.
Oh,
Okay, so I have leaves of change, and as you can see, the middle is purple, got lots of green in there, and then the white breast on the bird. I think I've already stitched the white on this, so I would probably have to pull out a different piece for that specific part, but I do have the other colors. So.
And I think you probably, it just says stitch on a piece of your choice in one of those colors. So if you just wanted to do the easiest option, you could just stitch 200 green leaves and you'd be fine.
Yeah, but I got to stitch all 3 because
I know, 300 on all 3 because we've been told we have to.
Because we have to. Okay. So I'm going to have to break it up. So I have Violet. Violet, she's all purple, of course. So there I'll get my purple in there. And then for my green, I can use my camel.
Mm-hmm.
And it also has a lot of snow there. Or I can flip back here to, where did he go? I love this cat, this frog, this Fitzwilliam frog. He's all green too. And he's got snow at the bottom. So if I have to, I can stitch all the snows at the bottom of these to get my 300 stitches.
That works.
That's what I would do.
Izzy, are we confusing you with that one?
no, I have it figured out. I just don't know where my other project that I could use the white in, and it would be the year of celebration, because a lot of the borders and backgrounds call for white, and so that's what I would use for white. And then I have Chip that has a couple purples. I don't have the pattern, or I have the pattern, I don't have the picture, but it has a couple purples that I could use in the spot I'm working. And then green, I could either use Lyra, or I'm working in the dress of Miss Christmas Eve because I have it part of one of the semi-sane tasks.
Well,
And there's a lot of green
that would give you lots of
I'm
green
working on in her dress. So that one's one I could use as well.
Lovely. Well, this is the one that I was talking about earlier that I was going to try and double dip. It decides to let me move my thing because,
excuse me.
It's not going to let me show you. But anyway, my big red ship of life, because my plan for that one all along was I started that piece intentionally for these sorts of challenges, so that I can do like 300 for a little bit of green here and 300 for purple here and 300 for white there. So
Oh, that's your color project.
yeah, so every time I have the color prompt, it's like I do the next little fish. I'm under the ocean at the moment.
You
so
do like the little motif.
yeah. So I'll find some, I think I've got some shrubs up the side, so I can make them green, and I can make some fish white or something.
I think that'll turn out good when it's done.
It will. And if I do it over a few years, it's going to pan out across the whole work. So that'll
It'll be
cool.
very unique.
Yes, they're definitely unique. And that is all. Then there's obviously the daily 30.
Okay. Izzy, you've got Enchanted?
I do. So this month, I believe they do a movie based on Disney, and what I saw, it was National Treasure, and so it's based off of that movie. And so the first task is, while the team is on their way to their destination, Riley says, "I broke a shoelace this morning. It's a bad omen. Work on a whip that either has shoes in it or something that is a bad omen. Example, a black cat."
Lisa?
I would work on, I have my picture at the moment, but Spooky Hollow has a black cat.
And I would now triple dip.
Yes.
So Thine is the Trick or the Treat has that black cat in there. And it's also got stuff about, maybe not. I thought it had like a 13 in there, because that's also sometimes considered bad luck. Anyway, black cat.
George, they got boots. They got boots, so that would be George. Plus, I think George is kind of bad sometimes. Okay, Izzy, what would you stitch?
I have several that I could do.
Can't do Lyra. She's not wearing shoes.
She's not wearing shoes. But I could do Bootstrap Bessie. She's got shoes.
Ooh, she's got some fancy shoes.
She got the pirate boots. The little princesses. You can see Cinderella's glass slippers.
Do that one, do that one.
Santa's workshop. Santa's got his boots on.
Is that the Thomas Kincaid one?
Yeah, that's the one we started together.
Oh yeah, we started that together. Go, Vicky.
Yeah. So there's several that I have that have shoes on it that I could use. I probably will use little princesses so I can double dip.
Sounds good.
The second task is Ben uses a pickaxe to dig through the snow to uncover the ship named Charlotte. Work on a whip that you had to unpick a mistake or had to frog a mistake on previously.
Gosh, take your picks, but I would probably, because it's just here, work on my Anzac, because this whole corner I have to frog. So I'm restarting it, but I could work on it because I had to frog the whole thing.
Are you still going to do 40 count?
No, I've gone to 32 count.
Anzac was my first thought. I did so much frogging on that. But recently I did some frogging on my Pretty Little Paris, and it's also one of my Uno whips. So I'm working on it pretty regularly so I could double dip it there.
George. Yep, definitely George.
Words do not even need to be said. I just held up the photo.
Yep.
And I will probably work on Lyra because I recently had to frog some stitches on her. And since I've been working on few whips, she's the only one that I recently had to frog anything with.
Okay, the next one.
Okay, the third task is the cargo hold appears to only have barrels of gunpowder, but the captain's body is protecting a barrel that also contains an encrypted pipe. Rolling it in blood and rolling on the paper gives the riddle that leads to the next clue. The riddle refers to the Declaration of Independence. Work on a whip which contains something that has blood, etc., a person or an animal.
Oh. I would continue working on this one because I'm quite sure the vampire has lots of blood, and if he doesn't have Dracula, he will find some.
Or he'll take some blood from somebody else.
Someone else in the picture.
Yeah.
And I think for this one, I would double dip with Thine is the Trick and the Treat again. We've got animals and witches, and they all have blood.
George.
Or
George's uncle.
So I would either work on Lyra because she's got blood, but I'm also using Miss Christmas Eve and Uno, and she's a person who would also have blood. So it would be either between that one and this one.
Okay.
And then the fourth prompt is when Ben and Riley return to DC to warn the FBI about Ian's plan to steal the Declaration, the FBI don't believe them and assume they're crazy. When you're one step less than crazy, what do you get? Passionate. Work on a whip that contains something you're passionate about. And explain. Example, animals, silk floss, a particular designer, etc.
Well, this one just happens to be up, and this is what sprung to mind. You'll all laugh at me, but we know how much I'm passionate about stitching houses. So I would work on my little house neighborhood.
I don't know.
I think I got one that you're passionate about.
Autumn Wreath, because I'm passionate about doing it.
Well, I was actually going to say because tomorrow is Magic Study Monday. I love to read, so it would probably be either my Magic Study or, man, I really want to go back to Yellowstone because I want to go watch the buffaloes, so it could be either one of those two.
Yeah, I put Magic Study up, though, because I'm working on Once Upon a Fairy Tale. So, but I have Autumn Wreath or Minnie Alice and Dolly Dream, because that's the one I'm focusing on.
Paris, because you want to go back to Paris and you love Paris.
Yes, I'm passionate about Paris lately.
You are, so you could do that one. I would prefer Autumn Wreath, but I think Paris would be more entertaining.
It's a lot of backstitching.
I know.
Okay, so that's the last prompt, Izzy?
Izzy, what were you going to do?
I would work on Lyra because if you know me, I love mermaids.
Yeah.
Like mermaids all the way.
I'm starting to appreciate them.
Yes.
Okay, so that was again for Enchanted Stitches. I'll try to remember to put links in. I haven't been too good about that lately. The last thing we have for tonight is the daily 30 monthly, because they put it out the day 2 days after we did our last video. So it looks like
she really killed us this time. We have 10 prompts at 500 a pop, but you only have to do 5 of them. But you know me, I'm an overachiever. I want to do them all.
Yep.
So this month has to do with amusement parks. Number 1, once Disneyland closes for the night, feral cats prowl the streets, keeping the rodent population under control. The cats initially set up camp in the 1950s in Sleeping Beauty's castle, and Disneyland has been using them for pest control ever since, feeding them and giving them medical care in addition to housing. Put Stitches into a whip with either a cat or a rodent. Vicky?
I would do my Advent animals because there was Katie Kitty, Mary Mouse, Leo Lion. So yeah, I would work on my Advent animals.
Okay. Izzy?
I have the silhouettes of the Aristocats. And so I have Marie done, and then I just need her two brothers. So those definitely have cats.
And of course, as I just said before, Spooky Hollow has cats in it.
And mine is the Trick in the Treat because it has a cat. The world's oldest operating amusement park opened in Denmark in 1583. Originally, I am not trying to pronounce that, it drew crowds thanks to its fresh spring water. Those crowds drew entertainers and vendors selling wares, thus the first amusement park was born. It is currently the second most popular tourist attraction in Denmark. Stitch on a whip that has something fresh or uses fresh colors. Explain your choice.
I'm going to use I'm going to double dip because it's 500. I need 500 for Magical Stitches. So I'm going to use Nantucket Rose because the roses are fresh roses.
Okay. See?
Oh, me? Okay. I'm
thought you were
trying to
looking.
think, like, I don't know if I have anything fresh. But I guess Cancer, because they have flowers and they're definitely not dead, so they would be fresh.
Okay, never mind. You said I don't have anything fresh, but I guess Cancer, and I was like, what?
The whip
Wait,
is called Cancer.
No, Izzy, no, Izzy.
This is the whip that's called Cancer, but it's fresh because it has live plants and they're not dead.
Okay, that's much better, Izzy.
I like the colors. I think these are nice, crisp, fresh colors in Little House Needleworks. So I would do that one because of the fresh colors.
And I think I would go with Pretty Little Paris on that one because of the very vibrant, fresh colors in that.
Oh, that's very fresh. That makes me want to go to Paris.
Okay, let's see, number 3. Before the Ferris wheel existed as we know it today, it was known in 17th century Bulgaria as the pleasure wheel. Pleasure wheels had chairs suspended from rings, and the entire contraption was turned by strong men. Stitch on a piece with something suspended from the ground.
Okay. So I'm going to double dip, and I'm going to say Villa because it looks like she's suspended from the ground. Wouldn't you all say that?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Villa.
Okay.
And double dipping, that doesn't help. That helps.
Izzy?
I would work on Phantom of the Opera because the chandelier is definitely suspended above ground because it hangs from the ceiling.
Hey, Lisa.
I'm perplexed because nothing's jumping to my mind of being suspended, but it's suspended above the ground. Would a bird be suspended above the ground? It's not on the ground. So
as long as it's flying.
Oh, well, that might ruin it for me because I was thinking maybe of doing this one because I want to double dip it. My Farmhouse Christmas. There's lots of birds perched on top of like roofs and things.
What about your snowflakes? Aren't they suspended in the air?
Suspended in the air.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So there you go. Farmhouse Christmas has snowflakes. Thank you.
I think, and that is the trick in the treat that which she's flying on her broom, so she's above the ground, suspended above the ground. So I know I'm so original over here tonight.
What the heck, Sammy? I'm so disappointed.
I know. It is significantly cheaper to dismantle and reuse an old roller coaster instead of designing and building a new one from scratch. So there's a chance your favorite ride is currently in its second incarnation. The Tsunami, a roller coaster in Aguascalientes, Mexico, is currently on its 4th life. Put some stitches into a whip that you've either restarted or in which you are reusing something that was originally used on something else.
Okay, I had to restart Jingle because I stitched the red first, and then when I put the white on it, the white turned pink.
Uh-oh.
So don't do that. So I've had to restart Jingle. Lisa's off to deal with her doggies. They were barking. Her actual dogs in her toes.
It's Izzy.
I would use Chip because I originally started this one on 16 count Ada, and I wasn't liking the fact that it was super big, so I restarted it on a smaller count.
Chip, what is Chip?
Chip, the cup in Beauty and the Beast.
Well,
I just don't have the cover photo. I just have the pattern.
I wasn't sure if you were doing like little Chip and Dale action going on.
So, like Chip.
Well, you know, Chip and Dale the Chipmunks.
Oh, no. Like Chip, the cup, the teacup.
Okay.
I just don't have the cover photo printed off.
All right, Sammy, what are you restarting on? Anzac.
Well, Anzac was really just a rip job. But my fireworks on the 4th was originally supposed to be on a linen of sorts that I got like 4 stitches in and went, yeah, this isn't going to work for me, and had to go find new fabric for it. So fireworks on the 4th.
That would be good. All right, guess we'll come back to Lisa.
Yeah. It's not the world's tallest or fastest roller coaster, but the Everest Expedition at Disney World in Florida is hands down the most expensive roller coaster. Thanks to painstakingly recreating Mount Everest in miniature, the final cost of the ride was $100 million. Stitch on your most expensive whip.
That is an amazing ride if you've not ridden it. Wow. Okay, my most expensive whip, and I will not lie, is Magic Steady, because it was a limited edition chart that wasn't on sale, so I had to pay full price for that. And then, because of Virtual Stitchers, they taught me into getting the Easy Grid fabric. Virtual Stitchers did it. That's their fault. And then I'll floss. So Magic Steady is my most expensive one right now.
Izzy?
I'm thinking.
Maybe Miss Christmas Eve because of the pattern, the fabric, and the beads.
I would
could
either
use
say
Siren
that
the shipwreck.
or the supersized Max Color Once Upon a Fairy Tale, because there's like 250 some colors in it.
Yeah. Sammy?
I think mine is probably going to be Lady of the Flag.
Oh, I forgot about how expensive well, I'm just now I just bought the fabric. I haven't done the beads yet. So,
Yeah. So, Lady of the Flag.
as of right now, all the money I shelled out so far is just for that one. All right.
If you want to be scared at an amusement park but want to skip the roller coaster, the Window of the World Park in Shenzhen, China has a virtual reality attraction that lets you experience being cremated, minus the heat, obviously. Still, yikes.
No.
Since Stitch on a Piece was something scary in the design.
Okay.
I think that's one of those times you can tell this was my first time reading it, because I was like, what?
Okay, I am going to pick Yellowstone. So I'm going to double dip it with a few challenges. But, so if you get close to a buffalo, they will gore you. A lady just got gored in Yellowstone because she got too close. There are wolves in there that can attack you. So, you know, and then there's the geysers that can burn you to death, boil you to death. So I'm thinking this kind of fits all the challenges.
Yeah. Izzy?
I would work on Mini Flame Blade, because if you got really close to a dragon, I'm pretty sure it would scare me, because I'd be afraid it would burn me alive.
Yeah.
Keep your ketchup on you and you're crunchy.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go with Anzac for this one. I could use Nine is the Trick and the Treat for the same reason. But hello, spiders.
Spiders.
Like,
Yes, we know you do not
there's
like
a
spiders.
spider hanging from the spider. Like, no.
What's that
No,
crow
no.
eating? What's that crow eating?
I don't know. It kind of looks like a lizard.
Oh, yes. Or is that a person?
Or maybe the crow had gotten a lizard for dinner or something.
Maybe he's in a frog. All right, what's next?
All right. Let me switch back. Ferrari World Abu Dhabi. Anyway, is a theme park devoted to all things Ferrari. So it makes sense that they would have the world's fastest roller coaster. The ride is called the Formula Rossa, and it can go from 0 to 150 in just 5 seconds, thanks to its hydraulic launch system. Stitch on a piece that has something in the design that can go fast.
Oh, okay. I've already did this one because I used George because it has a horse, and a horse goes really, really fast.
Yep. Hey, Izzy?
Thinking about this one.
Use Lyra. Mermaids go fast.
I would say Lyra because she could swim a lot faster than me because of her tail. Or either that or Mini Flame Blade or White Dragon because dragons fly really fast as well.
I don't know.
You could use your fairy tales because there's dragons in there.
There's dragons and dragons.
And is that your focus piece this month?
Yes.
Okay, so you could use fairy tales because there's a dragon in there.
Okay. Yeah. There's a
horse. There's a horse.
And I'll bet that boat doesn't go too slow either.
Now George's boat goes slow because it's in ice, so I couldn't use it.
It's a Viking ship, so I'm pretty sure it would go fast.
All right. Oops. Wrong button. A mine in what is now Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, created a gravity railroad for moving coal. On slow days, locals would take a ride in the mine carts. Soon, people were paying for the opportunity to go for a ride, and that is how we came to have roller coaster as we know it today. Stitch on a whip that has something that moves something else.
Oh, I'm going to go with George because they're in a boat and they have the oars that move the boat.
Yes.
No, it's not very original, but George has to get done. My goal is to get 1 page a week done, so George sees a lot of attention.
I will probably use Santa's Workshop because there's reindeer attached to the sleigh, and the sleigh wouldn't go anywhere without the reindeer.
Oh, that's so true.
I'm going to use my May wordplay because there's that wheelbarrow that moves dirt around in your garden.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we won't include the fact that you have to move the wheelbarrow, but
The wheelbarrow wouldn't move without you.
so, okay. Lisa wants to say sorry. She has cable people that came to the house, so she may not be back. I'm just letting y'all know. Okay. World Water Park in Edmonton, Alberta is not only the world's largest water park, it is also the world's largest tour attraction. It's 655,550 square feet and attracts 560,000 visitors every year. Put stitches into a whip that has one large motif, a focal point, and then smaller ones surrounding it.
Okay, I did this one, and I took this kind of literal because I used my fire goddess. She's my focal point, and look at all the little swirly things around her.
Yeah.
So that's what I used. I'm going to mute right fast. My husband just came in.
I would use Lyra because when you first see her, your eyes are drawn to Lyra. But as you look in, there's many smaller things like a heart, coral, fish that are also focus.
Okay. one of the ones, and I know Lisa could use this too, is we both have the Modern Folk Embroidery, which you have this big centerpiece and then everything that's around it. I didn't mean to do that. But another one that came to mind was Tired Trio, because you have the slogs that are the main focal point, but then there are flowers all around it. So I kind of have options there. Number 10. Every year, Cedar Point, an amusement park in Ohio, collects all the change that falls out of people's pockets on roller coasters, as well as money thrown into fountains, and donates it to charity. The amount collected every year changes, but it's usually in the range of $2,000. Stitch on a piece that was created for a charity, or percentage of the sales of that design go to a charity. Now, I know Vicky's answer to this one. I'll help you out. Because it's the same as mine, and that is Lady of the Flag. Because when it was first, thank you, when it was first created, it a portion of the proceeds went to a 9/11 fund, because it was created in memory of 9/11. So, Izzy?
I don't have anything started, but I do have a piece I want to start, and it would be the Needle Bloom Designs Courage and Strong, because I think when it first came out, the proceeds went to somebody, I think, to Rick or something. I want to think.
Alrighty, and another one I know of off the top of my head is Quotes to Live By. That was the charity mine sell. They don't sell it anymore though.
Rosewood Manor did one too about socks, didn't they? Something about her daughter. Stocking, socks, something. It was a one that she did that the proceeds went somewhere. I can't remember. Let me look it up. I know they did that.
This one says a portion of the sales of this chart will go to Rick to help support all of his medical bills and take care of his family.
Okay. And I know currently, especially right now, with everything that is going on in the world, there's several charts out there that go to benefit charities and movements.
Well,
Things that
you got one of the charts from the forest fires to help Australia.
That's right. We had those too.
Bendy Stitch does her monthly charities.
Mm-hmm.
If you did something, buy something off of Bendy, then she does something, all her proceeds go there.
If you buy anything from her auctions or for her D-stash, it always goes to charity.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's not charity, like, part of the proceeds go there, things like that, anything that at some point it went back.
Yes, it was called, it's called Crazy Socks. Okay. I knew it had something to do with socks. It looks like this. Oh, well, like you can see that.
Okay.
It was something for her daughter, if I recall correctly.
And I think, I don't remember who has been doing a lot of that. I know Stitching Mommy talks about it, where she's done a couple charts that
the proceeds go to a charity.
Yeah, they go to
a charity. So, Rosewood Manor also has charity charts for $5, and all the money goes to the Red Cross. Awesome. It was, her daughter was in an accident, and so all the money went to helping for them to go see her.
Okay. All right, and that is the end of the monthly for Daily 30. Remember, that's 10 prompts, all 500 each. Also, we forgot to mention that Cross Stitch and Daily 30, Cross Stitch Journal and Daily 30 is a closed group. It is not accepting new members at this time. Part of the reason we talk about it is for those that are in the group, but also so that you understand how we double dip stitches, which is using the same bulk amount of stitches for multiple groups so that you're not having to overwork yourself. You just have to remember to post it in 30,000 places.
And pray you don't get blocked.
Yeah.
That
So,
too.
all right, that is it for us this week. We hope it was helpful, and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
That's not the right button.
Gotta hit stop, Sammy.